So my F35 stepdaughter, F15, lives with us each week, and for the past year, she has been a nightmare when it comes to food. First, she became vegan, which I have no problems with. I just make her food sans animal products, but that didn't stick, and that's normal too. Now she is holistic, and she started having allergies from everything. Salted nuts, lactose, processed foods, gluten, red meat, mustard, mushrooms, and anything a loser Instagram influencer is making money telling people is dangerous. I had enough when she started demanding that I separate her cookware, even in the dishwasher. Separate her food in the fridge and freezer. Take out all my salted nuts and sugars, etc., and throwing them in the trash because she complained about stomach pain that she attributed to contamination from the pantry. I told her that she should either eat outside or do her own cooking and cleaning from now on. She started raging, saying that I was treating her differently from the rest of the family and I am the evil stepmother. My husband started yelling at me. I asked him to take her to do an allergy screening and seek mental help for eating disorders, and surprise, surprise, she had no allergies, but her answer was that this doesn't matter. What matters is what she believed. Her stomach ache was actually a real thing. So yes, I can't have anything in my house now, and I have to make her food in almost a separate kitchen. I had enough. I started putting gluten and lactose in almost everything she ate, especially the chicken soup that she loves so much. She has been eating this for the past 6 months until her mom dropped her off one day and stayed for coffee, talking about how actually their health has been better since her daughter Elle's new kitchen rules. I just said, really? She feels better? The daughter yelled at me, yes, I don't have stomach issues anymore. I just calmly said, great, I wonder what changed, because you have been eating the same food as the rest of us over the past months, especially the chicken soup you love so much. She started yelling and throwing things off the shelves, and her mother started yelling at me too, and they left. My husband was angry at me and called what I did reckless, because she is refusing to live with us now, and I said, great, if you want her to live with you then you can move the hell out too. They have filed a lawsuit against me, but it will get dropped the minute the judge looked at the case. My husband is still angry at me, but I will not change my mind that if he wants his daughter, he should move out to be with her, and I would actually understand if he chose his daughter over me. Now she demands that I apologize and divide the kitchen to 2 areas if she ever to live with us again, because she has been having stomach problems since I started feeding her normal food. I urged my husband and his ex to seek mental help for her, but told them she is not welcome to my home. I am a nurse and I work almost 60 hours a week. Making time to make food and clean is a luxury for me, and I will be damned if I start to abide by the rules of a superficial teenager with mental issues delusions.
Comment 1. If your husband wants to back up his daughter so much he'll get off his lazy ash and learn how to support her dietary needs. Him pawning it off on you then yelling at you while he does duck all shows just how supportive he actually is. If her mom is drinking the Kool-Aid, she can send your stepdaughter batched meals that can be heated up by Little Miss Princess. Comment 2. You're treating her differently from the rest of the family? You mean like she asked? She wanted a separate different menu. Your husband is really stretching how long incompetence can be sexy with his inability to cook. Being a good father doesn't make him a good husband. He doesn't seem to respect you as a partner or as a professional, unless his own credentials exceed your own in the healthcare industry. He should pull his head out his ass and listen. NTA. Comment 3. She works 60 hours a week and she still cooks meals for them? He should be grateful, shut up and help OP cooking. If his daughter has all these special demands, she can cook for herself or dad has to cook for her, but not OP, who already has no free time with a 60-hour work week and probably doing all the house chores. To me it sounds like her partner doesn't lift a finger and has special demands. OP, if you read this, you are way too good for these ungrateful people. I am a professional photographer. Mostly industrial photography for businesses and such. I do other types for myself and as art. I love taking pictures of the old architecture in my city and of the surprising wildlife in it. My mom asked if I would be willing to take pictures for my stepsister's wedding to help them save money. She asked me to do it as a gift. She knows that Tina hates me and I pretty much reciprocate. I decided to be the bigger person and agreed. I was there for the makeup and the wedding party getting dressed. I took a ton of pictures at the wedding. I prepared a checklist of all the different formals she wanted and made sure I got them all. I did my absolute best. When I got to the reception, there was no place for me to sit. I had gotten there right away so I could get pictures of the wedding party arriving and all that. The wedding party had stopped to use the bathroom and get freshened up. I called my mom to find out where I was meant to sit and eat and stuff. She talked to Tina and called me back. She was upset and I could tell. She said that Tina thought since I was working and not a guest she didn't have to have a seat and food for me. I thanked my mom for the information and left. I took my boyfriend who was my assistant that day and we went out for dinner, my treat. We had been on the go for 8 hours by then. I turned off my phone. We had a nice night out and we saw the new Mad Max movie. Sunday morning I turned on my phone. It was full of messages asking where I went. Then demanding I come take pictures. Then cursing me out. I called my mom to see what was up. She said that Tina was very upset that I left and that all her reception pictures were going to be from cell phone cameras. She said I should have just gone to get a quick bite at McDonald's and then come back. I told her that I felt terrible and would of course give a full refund. I also said that this was the last straw and that I did not want to hear shit when I did not invite Tina to my wedding next year. Tina obviously thinks I'm an asshole and my mom thinks I should have kept the peace. I am just going to drop off a thumb drive with all the pictures banned. Wash my hands of this. No editing. No nothing. Comment 1. NTA. My girlfriend does wedding photos. I am often along as her helper. Even when we aren't related to the bride and groom, we always get fed. We are usually at a back table away from everyone, which is fine since we have a big bag of stuff to keep away from kids. Your stepsister is TA. She played a dumb game and got the prize she deserved. Your mom is a little as well. I know how much my girlfriend charges for a wedding. You gave a very expensive gift to someone you do not like. I did enjoy that you offered a full refund. Comment 2. NTA. At my own wedding, and those I have attended, the photographer, and any assistants, sat down and ate. I thought that was just common sense. You mentioned you do take professional pics of business and architecture. Do you have a website? What are the odds of her, and various friends and family, leaving a bunch of negative reviews that may harm your business? I would hope that the bride wouldn't be so petty, but it just crossed my mind. BTW, I love architecture pics. People think I'm weird for that, lol. Comment 3. NTA. As a vendor, your contract would have included dinner for you and your assistant. Tina doesn't both get free photos and a license to be a bee. She didn't think it through. She knew very well she was providing dinner for her vendors, and what's wrong with your mom that she's more upset you left the wedding than that Tina expected you to work all day without sustenance? She doesn't need those pictures, and I'd think twice about inviting your mom to your wedding. I, 23F, currently live with my mother, 45F. A couple of weeks ago I left due to an argument and didn't come back until yesterday. When I came back, she called me into her room to talk and had her friend on the phone. This particular friend is supposed to be my godfather, even though I've never met him. When I came into the room, the friend said that he was glad that I was home and that I needed to stop lashing out and not leave again. I told him that leaving for a little while was what was best for my mental health. He and my mother both said no, it's not, and I replied with maybe it's not to you, but it was to me, and you can't tell me what is and what isn't good for my mental health. They said that my siblings missed me and hate it when I leave. I said that that's what happens when you grow up around other children. Eventually they grow up and leave and live their own lives. They changed the subject and started talking about my siblings, 19M, 16M and 13F, saying that I needed to do more to help my mother with them and make sure that they do what they're supposed to do, like chores, schoolwork, etc. I told her no. I've been basically raising my siblings my whole life and I wasn't going to play replacement parent to them anymore. And plus she's asked me to help before and when I tried she wouldn't listen and all she did was get angry at me and say you're not the mother I am. Besides they're all old enough to know what they're supposed to do. My mother said that she's tired and needs a break and can't work and take care of them at the same time and really needs my help. I told her that I've been helping her without even a thank you and now I'm done and need to start figuring out and living my own life. Her and her friend called me selfish and said that I only look at it that way because of my mindset and that I need to change my mindset and help the family more. I stood my ground and said that I just wanted to focus on myself from now on and that my siblings are old enough to know what they're supposed to do and if they don't do it then she needs to discipline them. Her friend asked me what I think the proper discipline should be and I said that's up to my mother. He said that's too much work for her to do and asked why she should have to worry about things like that after getting off of work and said that I should do it. I stood my ground and said no. You're asking me to play mommy to them, which I'm not going to do. I'm the big sister, not the mother. They called me a selfish a-hole for not wanting to be a part of the family and helping. Edit. A few people are asking where our father is. We all have different dads. I never knew mine. My mother and 19M's father broke up when I was 6 and I never saw him again after that. A year later my mother met and married 16M and 13F's father and he died about 3 years ago. But even when he was alive I still did everything while they stayed in their room doing whatever. Comment 1. NTA. You're not their parent, you're their sister. If she needs help she needs to ask the other parent of her children. She chose to have them, not you. You should move out and find your way out of that situation that you did not create. I say this as a mother myself. I chose to have my children did not choose to have me. My job as their parent is to care for them and guide them so they could grow up to live their lives as they want. They have no obligation to me in any way. Comment 2. NTA. Your siblings are old enough to be given chores and help your mom around the house. If she doesn't do that, it's not your fault or responsibility to do it. Sounds like you need to prioritize yourself and find other living arrangements. Not to mention this guy, who you have never met, putting his 2 cents in. Your mom needs some serious therapy to figure out how to be a proper parent. I'm sorry you are going through this mess. Update us please. I can't decide if I should feel guilty about this or just be angry. Tending toward angry right now, but I need a reality check, especially because I'm not a parent. My husband and I are in our late 30s. My family doesn't care about me being child-free, but my husband's family has asked pointedly about time running out a few times. My husband is a really sweet man who actually loves kids, and even I find them endearing most of the time. But we don't think parenting is worth it for us. We have cats. My Sil has 2 kids, they're 7 and 9. They are staying with us for a week because they wanted to visit our city for vacation. We have a bookcase of keepsakes in the living room. We have flowers from our wedding in resin, I have my granddad's coin collection, we have trinkets from trips we've been on, and other things like theirs. 2 shelves worth of stuff. None of it is worth any money, just very sentimental. Well, today I noticed 2 things missing, our wedding flower and a bracelet from my middle school friend. Obviously I kind of freaked out and I asked my Sil if she had any idea. Her kids were also there and they looked a little odd, so I asked them if they knew anything. They said no, but they looked upset. Sil got mad and said I can't accuse her kids of anything. I insisted on looking in their room and I found the things. I asked the kids why they took them and they said they looked cool. I was really mad, but my Sil told them to go down. She told me not to make such a big deal and the kids were scared. I said kids like this are why we're child-free. She said I crossed a line. I think the kids heard too because they were probably hanging around upstairs and trying to listen in. But I truly didn't mean for them to hear. My husband says I'm right, but since we got the stuff back I could have let it go. And not drag him into it. Comment 1. I don't know the details of your conversation with your Sil. The facts are that her children took your mementos without your permission. Your sil was offended apparently by your reprimand of her children and your comment about remaining child-free. It sounds like you were being truthful. Apparently your sil does not want to accept your truth. I suppose as a parent she needs to justify her choices. Realistically her choices only need to be correct for her. Ideally she should respect your choices. Not all choices require peer affirmation. NTA. Comment 2. NTA, and those kids need to learn that they can't just take things because they look cool. Their apparent guilt means they knew it wasn't right to do. What if they did that in a store when you're out shopping? If you didn't find the items, would they have returned them? Granted, my opinion isn't very neutral here as a no-kid person myself. Comment 3. Your sister-in-law should have been furious with her children for stealing from their hosts and then for lying about it. Children of that age should know that people don't take things and they don't lie. You're still taking the position it's no big deal is failing as a parent. She needs to do better, and your husband refusing to help enforce these lessons to the kids and the sil is wussing out. NTA.